of just opened up like another page just to like muck around and put some stuff in it. Just like more experimental. Oh yeah, it's good at it. Yeah, it was good to see it finally. Yeah, it was good to see like Cooks just actually like win as well, you know? They've had a really good week. Yeah, for sure. That's exciting. I was buzzing when Jaffers did it last year where we just got to the 32 and had that opportunity to play victory. Like, I didn't really care about the league. I was just like, yeah, I want to play on the big stage. You know, televised it. Which is cool.
I think we need to do that sooner or later because I think we can call the meeting.
Decision of getting too excited while I was watching the Lions game last night. So my voice is actually a little bit hoarse. Yeah, it's just something to be like. It kind of sounds more like it's a half decent game.
Captain, what's happening? Where's your brother? Is he? Is he on the mic? Is he on the mic? He just wants to win. Yeah, we know. After Christmas. Hey, we should go get a black and white shirt for him. We need a photo at the gate. No entry.
I'll do the usual scene setter, depending on
Go the other way.
series and league competitions, this is the biggest game of the season. Easily.
I agree.
What's up?
Well, they say a premiership campaign is a marathon, not a sprint, but the finish line is in sight in NPL Northern New South Wales in 2025. 3 rounds to go for the two teams about to meet today, and this is probably going to be the most important game of the season. It's second hosting first, Broadmeadow versus Edgeworth, separated only on for and against, and this match is probably going to decide who lifts silverware in a couple of weeks' time. Good afternoon from Magic Park. I'm Daniel Herrero. We'll hear from Matt Butner shortly as well. Teams are moments away from coming out onto the pitch. Seen only light traffic out on Magic Park this afternoon. Reserve grade coming up after this fixture. They've had the roller out, so it looks okay at the moment, but once we've had some bodies running over it, we'll see how it holds up. It's that time of year where it's difficult to keep the field in tip-top shape. It's also quite windy today, so that will definitely play a factor in how this one plays out. We'll run through some team news while we're waiting for them to head out, and there are a couple of things happening for both sides. For Broadmeadow Magic, it's close to a first choice starting 11. Of course, we see the ever-present threat of James Cressner near the head of the midfield. He scored 9 goals this season. So it's Lewis Alvarez, Benjamin Diamond, Tom Beecham, Will Ingram, Luke Corcoran, Jack Simmons, Jared Baker, Ezra Palambini, Ryan Enser, the aforementioned Cressner, and Cody Nankaro starting for the hosts. On the other side of the ledger, a couple of changes for Edgeworth. Flynn Goodman unavailable today, and no Jackson Brady either. Couldn't get him back eligible for this game. So it's Ben Conway, Aaron Apetesano, Xander Woweries, Tyler Harrison, Chris Fayers, Andrew Powiak, Joey Melmoth, Jose Atadi, Jalen Rodwell, Tyson Jackson, and Nick Curran, the starting 11 in numerical order for the visitors, who are in their predominantly black kit today as they face the red of Broadmeadow Magic. Get a coin toss in the sec. Of course, Tom Beecham, the captain of the Magic. It looks like the Magic have won the toss, so first strike against Andrew Powiak. It shouldn't make too much difference in how this one plays out. I reckon they might be able to swap, might be about to swap sides based on just what we saw. We might bring in Matt Butner into this one. Matt, good afternoon to you for the first time. This match could not be more important, could it?
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. And the stakes have never been higher. You said it best. And these two sides have been immaculate all season. 50 points each, first and second respectively on the ladder. And they played the grand final on this field last year where it went the distance, 120 minutes, and it was only decided by penalties. The last time these sides actually faced each other was all the way back in round 1, where it was a 1-0 win to Edgeworth. Ryan Fitz, their number 9, who's actually not at the club no more, he's at Sydney Olympic. He snatched it at the death in the 90th minute at home. And, yeah, both of these sides have gone on and only lost that one game, Broadmeadow and Edgeworth, this season. So this is going to be an absolute thriller, Daniel. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, of course, Edgeworth were in front most of the season until they slipped up against Western a couple of weeks ago. They can ill afford to do that today. Their fate is in their hands at the moment, Edgeworth. And we're about to get underway at Magic Park in what should be the premiership decider. Off we go. Broadmeadow Magic versus Edgeworth Eagles. And it's the Eagles that get things going. It's lofted forward by Harrison already. And it's out of play, so the shy will go to Broadmeadow. Of course, Matt, we mentioned before, no Flynn Goodman today, so I guess the question for Edgeworth, no Ryan Foots anymore, no Flynn Goodman. Where are the goals going to come from this afternoon?
Yeah, well, big absences, and it's not come at a great time, unfortunately. Goodman's been great for the front line and for Pete McGuinness and his side this year. We know they've scored plenty of goals, and it's been a mixed bag of goals as well. As soon as Ryan Foots had left, they've still scored massive numbers this season, and it's come from a number of players. I think Jose is going to be massive for them in that number 10 jersey today for Edgeworth. I think they just got to play their traditional position-based football. And I think they can break down this Magic side with a number of players, Daniel.
Jackson has sold that one short. It's been stolen by Kresnar, who tries to cut one into the area. Too close to Ben Conway, who's wearing the gloves for Edgeworth this afternoon. That wind is picking up as well, so we're hoping for some good football from the two benchmark teams in the comp this year, but on a day like this, it may be just about getting the 3 points and getting out of here.
Yeah, I'd have to say I agree, and expect a bit of a cagey affair this first opening exchanges. Both teams just feeling the field out. These conditions are quite relentless if you are here today. The wind is definitely picking up as we've started, but it may be a game of minimal goals. We know the defensive efforts from Edgeworth this year have been amazing, and Broadmeadow, well, they know how to keep them out. They also know how to score them, so we're seeing two of the best at it today.
Yeah, Edgeworth plus 37 goal difference. Broadmeadow plus 28. That's critical as well because goal difference is the first tie break, and that is why Edgeworth are officially still the leaders at the moment, which is something to keep in mind as well, because while in theory destiny would be in neither's hands, a draw suits Edgeworth more than it suits Broadmeadow. It's kind of an extra half a point at the moment for the Eagles, that for and against. Throwing short to Palambini. They just weren't on the same wavelength, and Pawiak gets under that. You can see how the wind just caught the ball. It's blowing. It's been, well, the wind's been moving around. It feels like it's blowing in northerly at the moment. That'll be a free kick to Broadmeadow. Crowd still trickling in here at Magic Park. We said reserve grade after. Palambini, edge of the area, will look the cut back. Comes off the back leg of Harrison. He's playing it right back again today. And another Broadmeadow throw. It is the kind of day where you want to keep the ball on the deck, but the pitch is a little bit worn out at the moment. They had the roller on it pre-game, going up and back. I think it covered every part of the ground a couple of times. As Edgeworth try and use the space, they tried to find Jackson out there, but it wouldn't get to him. Kept in by Nankaro for the Magic. And Nankaro goes on a little bit of a run now, looks for some support. Corcoran obliges. Brings it square and then tries to slide it through the area, and Pedisano is able to watch it roll over the goal line.
Yeah, early territory in the favour of Broadmeadow, the home side here. They're just trying to start on a positive front. I have no doubt Jimmy Kresnar would be edging these boys on to have a strong start, and we know they are good at starting their games, full of young, enthusiastic players. And also, one to mention as well, we talked the B-League football and the potential there. The premiership is going to be decided potentially today, but it will be crowned to one of these two sides. And what comes along with that is getting that spot in the inaugural year of the National Second Division.
Sure, that'll be one to look forward to as well. Of course, these two clubs really, historically, the last decade or so have been regular standard setters. We've seen other teams pop up every now and then, but it's been these two consistently up there, including, you mentioned National Second Division. They've both played in the Australia Cup as well, not this season, but another carrot for them as Wowry shifts it to Harrison. Looks long. Melmoth is leading the line on his own for Edgeworth early doors, it looks. They shift it to Jackson, wide left. Tries to cut through Jackson. Falls back by weight of numbers and then dinks one into the area. Palambini tries to clear it with Pauyak. He tries from distance. And that wasn't going to bother Luis Alvarez in goals for Broadmeadow.
Yeah, positive play from Edgeworth there, Daniel. And you asked me before where the goals are going to come from. You know, Magic have probably got the luxury of a wider field here as well compared to some in the league. And we just saw early signs of Ty Jackson making that overlapping run. And I know Pete McGuinness loves that from his fullbacks. So expect a little bit of that more from the Edgeworth side today.
It's Pete McGuinness, a former Broadmeadow coach. Jim Cressner, the man in charge of the Magic these days. Tactical battle between those two as well. Pedisano got a foot in. That's that was a Tatey. Now it's Harrison. He just prods it ahead. Pauyak tries to hook it back. That hasn't worked out too well. This is Baker. Scored 7 so far this season for Broadmeadow. Tom Parks on the bench today. We've been used to seeing him out on the left wing, generally speaking, for Broadmeadow. Should see him later this afternoon. This is Diamond. Ensa. Beecham. Goes long. It's not going to work out. It'll be just a throw in. Simmons he was trying to find. It's looking like Palambini might be filling that left wing position this afternoon for Broadmeadow. Good luck at Pedisano trying to throw this one into the wind. He's not done too bad. Came off Rodwell. He'll come down eventually. Does, and again here is Edgeworth trying to look for that width now. Out to Jackson. He had to check his run. Again, Pauyak skies that one. Beecham nods it back into the centre of Magic Park. Pedisano tries to take on Simmons to Pedisano, and Ingram meets it, puts it out of play. Curran. To Harrison, who's in a little bit of a foot race now to make the back pass to Conway. Cool under pressure is Ben Conway. Long towards Rodwell. It's fallen favourably for him. Turns inside towards Melmoth. Melmoth might have run himself into a cul-de-sac here. Looks back to Rodwell. Square to a Pedisano who tries to turn into the area. Doesn't work out for him. By Fayers, that's Cressner. Comes to nothing. Pauyak again. Look for the width. Giving them back for a bit to do again. It was Fayers that was having to track back to it. Conway tries to loft it wide. Almost got caught in the breeze again, but it does make its way to a Pedisano. So Edgeworth not afraid to go aerial at the moment despite the wind, despite running into the wind.
Yeah, Edgeworth just using all the width at the moment now, enjoying a good spell of possession. Getting their boys a touch on the ball, nice and early.
This is Corcoran. Shorten then Caro. Comes back inside, combines with Baker. Pauyak pinches it for the Eagles. Shifts it wide to a Pedisano. Now a Tatey. I think Palambini might have just been sniped there. Wasn't a touch. Fayers. Curran. Good switch to a Pedisano. Pauyak. Looking to find a Tatey. Ingram. It's body position. Palambini now. Ensa. Ingram decides to try and pull the trigger now. Baker rises over Harrison, gets nothing of it. and might have done himself a mischief.
He climbed high there, Baker. And he doesn't look all too well at the moment. Assistant's being called from the bench. Almost looked AFL-like there, taking a mark. Might have winded himself. Good to see he's back on his feet now, but like the opening exchanges, Daniel, like both teams not shy to stretch the game, try to use the width of this field at Magic Park and even the aerial threat as well. I'd have to say, I don't know if I'd rather kick into the wind or against it. Into the wind or for it. It's a tricky one.
It'll certainly hold up if Edgeworth try and go long. Just about to see there.
We know both centre-backs from Magic as well have that diagonal in their back pocket as well, which they love to do. So in this first half, it's potentially running away from the wingers for Broadmeadow. This wind is pretty relentless here today at Magic Park.
Baker tries to creep his way down the touchline. Simmons back out to Baker, and then Palambini, Simmons, little flick. And Carra was waiting in the area, but there were plenty of black shirts marshalling him. Diamond has to go fetch for Broadmeadow and is able to shepherd it out of play. Try the knot on Palambini, and then that little turn. Simmons. Pedisano wins it back. Tatey was left with a bit too much to do. And so Palambini prods it to Simmons rather. Curran makes the intervention.
Yeah, Edgeworth just struggling to get out of their half at the moment. Broadmeadow suffocating in the middle of the field. I think no doubt today the individual battles all across the field are going to be massive, but I think the midfield's going to be the true test. We talked about James Kresner and his presence for Magic this year, and you've got Baker looking like he's playing more a central role as they try to release Melmoth early. Broadmeadow will just reset. But the all-consistent captain for Edgeworth as well, hasn't he been good this season? I just think as this game carries on, it's going to be a matter of who wins their individual battles today.
So here come the Magic again. Palambini. Ingram continued the run, but the passing lane was blocked. Then it opened up. Tatey tries to close it. Back to Palambini, and then Simmons. He's got Corcoran square who's calling for it, and that's where it goes. Corcoran has to chase, taking a little wider than he would like. And the cross is a little bit too close again to Ben Conway. Seen a real gilt-edged chance for either side yet after, what are we now, a dozen or so minutes into this one. Harrison looking long, he was looking for a Tatey and then it just held up in the air again. Rodwell.
If they can get this ball out to Ty Jackson, he's got plenty of space, acres in fact, on this left side. If Edgeworth can just work it out to the left.
It almost looks like a small-sided game, and then he's out on his own out here, isn't he, Nancaro? Ball will start to come this way, but it won't come to Jackson. Now it's Broadmeadow trying to use the width, but they're going to give Baker a little bit of work to do to try and run that down.
That was a big ask there for Baker. Just sending his apologies to the number 11. He's going to be busy today, Baker. Had a little spell of injuries through the season, but he's back in the starting lineup. He's been big. As you said, 7 goals this year.
Curran that threw a foot at it. Ingram with a bit of space as well. And he goes from distance, and it was always rising.
Yeah, why not? Will Ingram had plenty of space, and we know he can pull the trigger from range, and I think that got some of the supporters a little bit excited there as Ingram winded up for that one. Nothing doing in the end, but if they give that space, why not?
Conway has the challenge now of keeping this in the goal area to even take the goal kick. Of course, we don't have the benefit of the old-fashioned make the tea with your boot. This is rather a problem for Ben Conway.
Well, the ball's simply just not stopping.
No, that's not going to work at all. Ball's got to be stationary to take the goal kick, obviously, but how this is going to happen, we don't...
Quick little check from the referee, and that'll do it. What a genius.
Not really, Coach, but I don't know how we would have solved that any other way. Back in play now. Melmoth had to try and reach back for it and couldn't. Apetesano. Jackson wide, has to go back initially to Woweries. He goes the other way out to Harrison. Got Curran just ahead, goes longer instead. Simmons. Ingram. Also forward. Palambini didn't get the greatest bounce either. Melmoth, Enser, throws his body into it. Rodwell tries to hook it ahead. Try and run down his own ball. He's not going to be able to. So it's an interesting one, that goal kick, because technically speaking, you're not really meant to scuff the field to make any sort of tee to kick the ball either. So that'll be fun. Jackson trying to set the width up this time. Atadi. Kressnar had a little bit of a stumble, and Atadi got friend made the cross. Melmoth. First touch took him back into traffic. Shot is blocked. Powiak drags it.
Yeah, it's positive play from Edgeworth there. Sweeping move out to the left. Found Jose Atadi in a little bit of space, and he put a nice little ball into Melmoth there. And his first touch was immaculate, just set him up, and the defence was equal to it. Better play from Edgeworth.
Harrison. Great tackle from Simmons on Apetesano.
Yeah, that one's already been a good battle today. Apetesano and Jack Simmons. Where he had a couple of tussles. There's been a lot of action on that far side to start this game, Daniel. Again, just looking on your screen, Ty Jackson, acres of space, and they got Chris Fayers playing a little bit deeper. This man on the ball, not traditionally a fullback. So I've no doubt Pete McGuinness is going to try and test that out today.
Palambini goes the lob. It's almost like a box kick that we might see in rugby union, the way he tried to take that strike.
Bit optimistic.
Here we go. How's this going to go for Conway, the goal kick?
What's the technique? Do you dig a little bit of a hole and try to take it off a tee almost, or do you just try and set it and go as quick as possible? I guess you don't want to scuff it either way.
You've got to set a hole for it, but it means you can't get a clean kick on it. So you're still going to try and go long.
This will be comical if it goes again.
Does pretty well in the end, Conway. It's allowed to bounce as the bodies run into each other. Harrison got a head on it. Palambini. Trying to flick wide, almost worked out. Apetesano. It's back inside. He's giving himself a little bit of work to do as Aaron Apetesano. Still he tries to take on Palambini and finds Melmoth. Good work. Now they shift it square and they come on a bit of a run, Edgeworth. Jackson is wide left. That's where Fayers goes. They try the 1-2 and it just breaks down. Beecham now trying to slide it to Nankaro, who does well, gets inside one. Nankaro goes down under contact from Powiak. All good there, says the referee. Now with the Tatey. Energy just picking up a little bit again here at Magic Park. Apetesano, the Tatey. looking for Rodwell. Beecham gets there first. Diamond now. He's got Alvarez, and that's where he has to go. And Luis Alvarez makes the clearance and picks out Palambini pretty well. Chance for the Magic to attack now. Simmons to Enza. Kressner. Got Corcoran wide. That's where he goes. Beecham. Ingram. Sorry, I think it might be Diamond. Palambini. You can hear an audible groan from somewhere, and someone, possibly the man himself, wasn't best pleased with that. Tries to prod it out wide for Ingram.
Plenty of early touches for Palambini. You have to say he's had the most touches on the field thus far. You know, Magic look really comfortable playing out from the back. Doesn't seem like Edgeworth are really pressing too high, trying to take too much of a gamble. It just looks like Melmoth is the lone soldier up front, happy to sit in there, you know, disciplined two lines. 4-5-1 almost. Whereas Magic are happy to press a little bit into the Edgeworth half.
Magic is sort of playing I can't quite tell if it's a 4-3-3 or a 3-4-3 or if it varies from attack to defence.
Well, looking at it now, it looks like Chris Fayers is actually dropping in for a 5-back with Edgeworth, and then the wing-backs, full-backs almost are stepping up.
It's Corcoran who's stepped up from that back three and just let it trickle over the touchline. So throw will go to Edgeworth.
I've mentioned it a couple of times this year, Daniel, in the games that I've called with Edgeworth. Their defensive record is one to be, you know, watched, because they've only conceded a number of goals this season, and I know Pete McGuinness would be holding that proudly. Just have a look. Every time they lose the ball, the number of men they get back in the black shirts is quite impressive. It's going to be hard to break down today.
It's Fayers. Back up the line, and to go through by Jackson. Free kick. Rodwell felled.
Potentially thought advantage could have been played there, Daniel, but the referees call it just beyond that halfway mark. And a quick stitch out to Opedasano. Again, he's had plenty of touches early in this game.
Fayers. Jackson. Side to Atadi. Back to Fayers. That was Atadi. Now it's Nankaro. It's broken for him. He's got a couple waiting in the area if he can swing it across. And it was Powiak that got a foot in. It'll be a corner for Broadmeadow.
Yeah, good work from the skipper just to get back there for his team. Looked like they were left for numbers there, but Nankaro maybe just waited a little bit too long. Potentially should have pulled the trigger on that cross a little bit earlier, but nonetheless results in, I think this is the first corner of the game, correct, Daniel? For the home side, it looks like Will Ingram on that trusting left foot. Look to try and whip something in of value.
He's a left footer. The wind will help him curl it towards the goals. You just go for a bit of chaos football.
We've seen him score off a set piece before, so I think he's going to try and put it right on Conway.
His edge of the goal area rising was Palambini, but not quite high enough. Sano brings us back underway. Powiak lofts it ahead. Over through by Beecham. Powiak puts it on the deck this time. Rodwell out to Jackson. Cut back inside. Corcoran got a foot in. Powiak. And Pedisano. Beecham puts it out of play. It's Fayers. Jackson again using the width. Trying to take them on. Diamond has to go back to Alvarez. Straight up the middle. Baker flicks it on. Palambini going to try and take on Harrison here. Ezra Palambini cuts inside, beats another challenge. Tried to get it across to Nankaro. That was blocked. Being harassed by Curran now. This is Simmons. More numbers forward for Broadmeadow Magic now. Simmons again. Whips one across. Headed out initially by Wowries. Fresno was there. Palambini. Important intervention by Harrison, and they clear their lines now, Edgeworth. Melmoth trying to hold it up. Rodwell is there to help. It pings around among the back three from the Broadmeadow Magic. Now it's a Pedisano for the Eagles.
Things just starting to ramp up here at Magic Park. Couple of good opportunities there. Half chances for Broadmeadow. See if Edgeworth can go and throw anything back. Just saw Palambini just trying to get half a yard there, Daniel, just to pull the trigger on 2 occasions. Harrison stuck to his task. He's been a brick wall for Edgeworth this season.
Simmons out to Ingram. Inside to Palambini. Now Ensa. Palambini again.
Again, Broadmeadow heavily favouring their left side through Will, and even Jack Simmons over there as well, getting plenty of touches as it all gets unstuck. It's been a little bit quiet on the near side here with Nankaro. We know he can break a game open as well. He's got that X factor.
Rodwell just kind of playing the supporter role, the almost pseudo second striker up with Melmoth when they do get attacking. Of course, a Tatey a threat as well. Rodwell, the most prolific goal scorer of those playing for Edgeworth today, with 6 this season. Because Ryan Foot's still the leading goal scorer in the competition with 18, which he won't add to. So it's got Braden Crowley, I think, next on 16. As far as the Golden Boot race goes. Fayers, Jackson, again out near that sideline. We've become accustomed to seeing him. There's a little tangle with Corcoran, and the referee decides 6 and 1, half a dozen of the other. Wind might have, as I say that, I was about to say the wind might have dropped ever so slightly, and then it just picks up again. It's still largely and northerly, although it's also blowing across the park away from us at the moment, as a Pedisano just found out. Throw-in taken quickly. Palambini's got Baker behind him. He's got nowhere else to go, really. Now back to Ingram. Simmons is waiting. Ingram advances a little further. Palambini, edge of the area. Tries to cut it through, and again Harrison blocks it. Not the first time we've seen that today. Palambini the outlet for the throw. Ingram now. Simmons. Stout in defence of Edgeworth being. They force Broadmeadow back, and they'll try another way through here. Corcoran, Nankaro. Manages to keep it in, and that should be a corner. Fayers making the intervention.
Just a little slip there from Nankaro. He done well to recover and earn his side a set piece here. Will Ingram again on the left foot. Second corner of the game. Be hoping for a little bit. Just hearing the instructions of Jimmy Kresner there, but he'll be hoping for a better delivery this time, trying to aim for some of that tall timber, and it's the captain today, Tom Beecham, who's most likely going to be the target. Nankaro searching for the short corner as well.
And that's exactly where it goes. Nankaro Oh, forces a save from Conway near post. Diamond tries to recycle, and it's going to be another corner. Really good stop from Conway. Had to get down low, and he did.
Yeah, it's impressive from Conway, and there was a bit of traffic in his way as well, so that would have been hard to watch as they come fizzing in near post on the left foot of Nankaro, and that's exactly where they went, the short corner.
Now, do they go short again? Leaving Nankaro alone for the moment. Goes more direct into traffic off the Scona Beecham, and it'll be a goal kick this time. Conway asking for something. I'm not really sure what at the moment. May have been suggesting there was some interference with one of the defenders as the ball came in. Go again, you see how it held up again. It's lumped forward. Nankaro. I think that might have been an effort at a first-time shot.
Yeah, I think it was, Daniel. It was quite ambitious, but it was worth a try. The momentum was on his side, and you just mentioned the wind. It does seem like it's died down a little bit. It's definitely not coming in waves like it was at the start of this game. But it's still strong nonetheless.
Rodwell nods it on. Diamond. Enser. Hemmed in slightly. They managed to get out of that. Ingram tries to set Palambini free. Harrison. Curran. What Enser had to be careful there, the way he was charging in with that foot outstretched. Nice work in that defence from Kressnar that time. This is Corcoran. Finds his way through to James Kressnar. And then Caro. Corcoran again. Kressnar. Trying to play through that press of Broadmeadow, and then it breaks down. It's Pawiak. Simmons gets the foot in. Oh, Kressnar, really nice control as he had to bring it down from the sky, did Kressnar. And across the cover off there was Fayers.
Yeah, good tracking back there from the number 8, Jack Simmons. Working hard off the ball, and James Kressnar's had a lot of touches in the last 5 minutes or so as well, starting to inject himself into this game.
Fayers hooks that one back. Kressnar. Baker. A little ambitious, trying to thread it through all those legs. Pawiak. Just put it behind Melmoth.
Probably just not getting the numbers moving forward, Edgeworth, at the moment. It all seems to be breaking down a little bit too quickly. The battle for territory's definitely been won at the moment by Broadmeadow. They just seem like they're playing out from their half a little bit easier, playing in Edgeworth's half a little bit easier as well.
Jackson gets in the way of this one and intercepts the long ball. Still going as Jackson tries to slide it to Rodwell. Oh, he didn't flick it through quickly enough, just dallied on it when the ball was there to be made. Now Baker taking on Wowries, who takes no chances with it, and another corner for the Magic.
Yeah, a bit of end-to-end football, Daniel, and you just almost thought Ty Jackson one touch early if he just released that ball to Rodwell. He looked like he was going to be in on goal. And then moments later, Baker was lurking and anywhere was good enough for Wowrie. And again, what are they going to whip up from the set piece? They've got short options and they've got, again, some threats in the box. In addition to that, the wind as well.
The corner's starting to stack up for Broadmeadow. Ingram on duty again. And the header is from Caro. Edgeworth clear.
Just going around the grounds, Daniel, we have another game as well today on the opposite side of the table. Adamstown taking on Belmont Swans. And that game is currently 0-0 as well. That kicked off at 2 o'clock. And both sides desperate for 3 points. They need to get out of that relegation playoff. We'll keep you up to date with that scoreline as well as we proceed.
Valentine versus Maitland later in the day as well. That'll be of interest in terms of the fight to avoid relegation or a relegation playoff. In this case, I think New Lambton's fate is sealed now. Right. Magic attacking again. Howiak. Poor ball there. Howiak right in the way of it. Rodwell. He's got Jackson on his left. Comes back to his right. And he turns it over. Palambini, Simmons, Cressnar, Nancaro. He's got Corcoran busting a lung on his right. Prods it to Corcoran, who gets one into the area and it bobbles around. Conway, I think, fumbled it. It's cleared by Fayers. Ball still in play. Enza out wide. Oh, and Ingram just wasn't going to keep that one in. I think it was Baker that was putting Conway under pressure there near post.
Yeah, it was a nice little ball, low and hard in that danger zone, and it all come unstuck through Rodwell in the middle of the field for Edgeworth, and Broadmeadow just pounced quickly, and that's the danger. We know Edgeworth is so disciplined defensively, but if it's through a transition moment and a lapse in concentration and error, you know, Broadmeadow, they can hit, and they can hit fast.
Throw off the head of Melmoth. Diamond's happy to watch it roll out of play. Simmons hooks it towards centre of the park. On a bit of set piece duties again. Baker drops into receive this time, couldn't keep it in play. So we got 7 minutes to go in the half, plus the stoppages we have had so far. Say Broadmeadow probably the better of it, but Edgeworth looking like they want to counter-attack at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely been a back and forth affair. Nothing too demanding or promising from either side thus far. You'd have to say Broadmeadow have probably had the better of the chances and territory.
Baker trapped that well. Try and release Simmons. Necessarily been too fluid, but like we said, the wind will definitely be playing a part in that, especially being so variable. Rodwell helps it on its way, met by Diamond from Curran, chipped ahead. Harrison nods it back. Howiak now tries to bring it down. I don't think it was intended for Fayers, but he does well with it. Fayers, Jackson now, not Jackson now. Fayers will have a second attempt here after Corcoran gets in the way of it. And it's the best work from Andrew Howiak, so throw to Magic.
Just a little bit loose from the captain there, and the home fans like that. We are itching close to that half-time mark. These are important minutes.
Diamond out to Ingram. Let's hope the Westpac helicopter doesn't land on top of us. Corcoran. Kressnar was on his way into the area. Nankaro might get another chance to feed Kressnar. He whips it over. It's over the top of Palambini. Ingram keeps it in. Simmons now looking to recycle is Jack Simmons. He just gets himself in a muddle and gives Curran the chance to pinch it. And then a little bit of frustration from Simmons, concedes the free kick. Rodwell can't keep it in play. I don't think we'll have too much in the way of stoppages because I look down at my notepad and all I've got so far is that Edgeworth kicked off. No goals, no bookings. There was a momentary pause when Will Ingram went down with a thud, but that's been about it. Corcoran almost went down with a thud just there. Jackson now. Fayers. Pawiak. Pedisano. Harrison playing the role of centre back momentarily. Palambini. Pedicano recovers well. It just looked like he got caught flat-footed, but he got a foot in. Pawiak. Atadi. Curran was calling, Fayers rather was calling for it, and so was Jackson. It goes out to Jackson. Floats one into the area. Easily dealt with by the Magic, at least so far as clearing their lines are concerned. This is Curran again. Rodwell, who goes back to Harrison and all the way back to Conway. Diamond gets a head on it. Melmoth is able to hold it up for the Eagles though. Now Jackson beats one and beats a second, then prods it to Melmoth. Goes down under pressure. Nothing doing there. Corcoran out to Nankaro. Fayers gets the touch. Now Pawiak. Wowries. That was a firm challenge in there from Fayers. Kressnar just getting back to his feet now. Turned over again. Pawiak.
Edgeworth just applying a little bit more pressure here in these last couple of minutes of the first half. They haven't enjoyed that much possession or larger spells of possession. It has been more of Broadmeadow, but again, I'd have to say the answers are coming through when they come out to the left here. If they get it right and they get it quickly to Ty Jackson, seems like there's space to exploit.
Ingram back to meet that. Pedisano brings it inside himself for Pedisano. Across the centre of Magic Park he goes. Now Fayers with the outside of the foot initially. Shifts to Jackson. Fayers was pulled back there by Nankaro, I thought. There's no free kick obliging. You can tell that Fayers thinks there should have been. Harrison. He goes long now.
Heavy contact there from the back there. Nothing doing, says the ref. And you just see every time that long ball comes over the top from Harrison or Wowries, it's just still holding up in that wind.
This is Ingram. He's been given plenty of time to think about his next move. To his opposite number, Harrison. Wowries. By Beecham. Took it on the ankle. It was a little awkward. A Pedisano. Now Baker. Still Baker. Curran takes it off him. A Pedisano. Baker wins it back momentarily. Throw into Edgeworth. So we are into time added now. I can hear the announcement, but I don't think there could be too much time. Alvarez just hoofs it straight up the park, right up the middle. Nods it, but only to Simmons. Goes quickly to Palambini, who's got a little bit more room here. Ezra Palambini. 4 to aim at central. Tries to chip it in. Ingram gets a shot away, and again Harrison makes the block. And another corner to Broadmeadow.
Yep, you caught it earlier. Harrison's on the spot there, blocking that shot once again. Whether it's a cross or a shot, he's in the right position and fell nicely, kindly for Will Ingram there on the left foot.
Baker going to take the corner this time. So that's their switch. Ingram has been left right back at halfway with Corcoran. Only got one to Marshall there, but they've left 2 back. And what can Baker do? Off the right peg. Floats it deep and back over the crossbar, and that'll be the last action of the half. It's a stalemate so far in this top of the table clash. To half-time at Magic Park. Broadmeadow Magic 0, Edgeworth Eagles 0. Take a break, we'll be back for the second half.
Welcome and thanks for their support. Today's match day sponsors, Finance Triangle Australia and SB Glass and Glazing. Thanks for the support for season 2025 and hope you enjoy the football and hospitality today. Well, when Magic Light takes this opportunity to thank today's major partners for
That's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good. That's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good.
request for proposal application process to select additional clubs. No, it's not.
Still, there's nothing to separate them in the battle for the premiership in 2025. 0-0 at the break between Broadmeadow Magic and the Edgeworth Eagles. So we wait for a winner and we wait for someone to take a clear lead in this premiership race with just 2.5 games to go for both of these clubs. Daniel Herrero and Matt Buettner with you. Second 45 is about to get underway here at Magic Park. And as live, it's Edgeworth on 51 points and it's Broadmeadow on 51 points. And it's just goal difference that separates them. Edgeworth 9 to the good there, plus 37. So as we wait for James Cressner to kick things off again, Matt Buettner, do we get a winner in this second half?
Well, yeah, I think we all hope so, right? It's been an enticing first half. It's been an arm wrestle and both sides very disciplined defensively, and they have showed that all season. It's been a game of minimal, massive chances, I guess. You'd have to say Broadmeadow probably had the better of territory and ball possession. There's just 1 or 2 chances that they had, but I would like to see a winner today. Broadmeadow probably have the favourable run in with their next 2 games, fixture-wise.
Yeah, we were just saying, I guess in theory, Edgeworth should prefer the draw more than Broadmeadow, but they've got Western and Charlestown coming up, and there's only one team that's beaten them this season, and that was Western a couple of weeks ago, which brought them back to the pack, or back to Broadmeadow at least anyway. And of course, Broadmeadow's only loss was round 1 against this team at Jack McLaughlin Oval. It was a late winner that night. It could be going the same way here this afternoon in Broadmeadow. This is Nankaro. Simmons combining with Corcoran. Nankaro again prods it through to Corcoran, who continued the run. Nankaro's been left on the deck. The cross comes over. Oh, Cressner's eyes were lighting up, but Apetisano got the head on it just in time. Now Melmoth trying to hold it up as the rest of the Eagles come in support. Apetisano knocked ahead now. Ingram with the header. Stooping is Harrison. He's opposite number 5. Now Powiak just pushes it to Curran. Now they're going to change at halftime. It's Mason King that's come on. So there's been a substitution at the break for the Eagles.
Looks like Chris Fayers may have left the field at halftime, whether that's an injury or a planned substitute. He seemed to be moving well in the first half. But yeah, that's right. New introduction, the man on the ball right now. See what he can spark for Edgeworth.
Baker that was trying to go after that one. It was Jackson that made the tackle now. Over the top for Melmoth to run onto. Diamond has followed the run. Melmoth's got to try and get himself out of the corner here. He's not got a whole lot of support. Still, he tries to make the best of it. Curran is there now. Diamond comes up with it for the Magic. Beecham looking for Baker. He'll try and hold it up, and then back to Nankaro. Baker again. Simmons. Goes the big switch of play to Ingram. That's a lovely ball, and Ingram comes back inside. Palambini now. Edgeworth getting the numbers back just in time, but Cressner making a nuisance of himself as well. Baker comes wide. Ingram fires it back across. Flag is up. It wouldn't have counted anyway as it ricochets over the crossbar.
Yeah, wow. Shot come cross, and Willingham didn't give up on it there. And that would have been close. I don't think it was offside, Daniel. I think it might have just trickled over the dead ball line potentially. But that wasn't far off.
So it looks like it's a Petisano that's gone back to right back, which is not especially unusual for him. They've shifted Harrison across to centre back to join Woweries. Of course, Jackson still at left back for the Eagles. That wind has just picked up again. On a sort of a northwesterly at the moment. So coming from bottom left to top right of your screen.
I know earlier in the game, Daniel, we mentioned about the importance of the individual battles, but you also spoke about the tactical battle as well between Jimmy Kresner and Pete McGuinness. What do you think either side or either coach would have said at half-time?
Well, yeah, it's hard to know at the moment. I think Edgeworth are quite well organised. They might just have to be a little bit more adventurous if they want to go after this winner. And of course, there's still plenty of time for that, but yeah, to me, they just looked like they kind of wanted to sit back, soak up pressure, which they did pretty well, and then try and break, which they didn't necessarily do so well, leaving Melmoth isolated. So we'll see if the change of personnel gives Joey Melmoth a bit more support up top. And Caro, Corcoran, and then put it behind Kresnar as he had to move quickly and reach for it. Looks like it's the same 11 for Broadmeadow as finished the opening stanza. Although I think they might have just moved the personnel around slightly, maybe. No? Just thought maybe Kresnar was playing in a little bit more advanced role than he had done for much of the first half.
Well, yeah, it looks to be the case. And you got Jack Simmons sitting in a bit of a deeper role there, but you know, one thing I know with Broadmeadow is as soon as they push that ball forward, you've got runners coming from left, right and centre. And all those players probably outside of their number 6, probably happy to run in between the lines and beyond.
Conway with the goal kick will have a different problem this half. He might have to reach for it if it starts rolling away from him. We saw that in the first half. If you missed it, the ball just wouldn't sit on the edge of the goal area for him to take the goal kick. To kind of scuff the turf just a little bit more. And then Caro trying to turn out, but he had Jackson right up his backside. Now a Tatey. Square to a Pedisano. Tatey continues the run. Palambini has followed him, doing his defensive work, and Tatey almost managed to get a crossover, but couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. Now to Ingram. He's long looking for Baker. By Harrison. And Melmoth. Ingram gets a foot in. Simmons. Kresnar. As we said, he's getting a little bit more involved in the attack. Nancaro. Nancaro was blocked by Wowries. And Nancaro comes back to just win it, body and all. And Corcoran. Stopped by Rodwell. Jim Kresnar just having a conversation with the assistant just under our commentary position. Not too sure what that's about. James Kresnar helps it on. And Cara might have dropped a stray hand in the face there. As again, Edgeworth try and swing this up the park quickly. It'll work out okay for them now. And go out wide to a Pedisano. Ingram puts it out of play. Now with Pawiak. Jackson. This is King. Simmons now on the line to Nancaro. Shook off whatever whack he copped a couple of minutes ago. Corcoran keeps it in. Jackson. A little bit short for a Pedisano. Did manage to reach it, and the Eagles have retained possession. Wow, he chips it ahead. Melmoth has come up with it. Pedisano. Pawiak. Pedisano again, and then Nankaro couldn't hold on to it. Still coming as a Pedisano. Big clash with Simmons, and this will be the first yellow card of the game. Jack Simmons goes in the referee's notebook.
Yeah, good to see Pedisano back on his feet. That looked pretty nasty from first glance. Things are just starting to heat up a little bit here. The Magic Old Boys not too happy with that yellow card shown to Jack Simmons. And Edgeworth in striking range now. They've had limited opportunities from the set piece. But they've got a great chance now. I think it may be Rodwell on the right boot.
Tatey, who goes deep in the area. It's off the head of Rodwell. Now, interestingly, I could have sworn Jose Tatey was wearing sort of black or dark grey boots in the first half, and he's got a sort of pinkish look now. So he's changed his boots at half-time for some reason. Just in case it matters, this is Diamond. Similar coloured footwear. Ingram in the traditional black. Taking on the chest was Rodwell. Diamond clipped. Play on at the moment. Corcoran to Nankaro. Back to Cressnar. Then hooks it around in the direction of Baker. Wins the header. Pawiak into the area now. Back to Baker. Tried to thread it through to Ingram, but it wasn't going to happen. Melmoth having to hold it up. Rodwell now tries to send Melmoth on a run, but Beecham has read it well. Read it like a book as Thomas Beecham. Smart positioning from the Broadmeadow defender. Conway to Harrison. Just lumps it long, looking for Melmoth.
Playing a game of tennis, these two boys at the moment. Back and forth. Alvarez happy to return serve.
He goes. King to Rodwell. Pawiak. Tatey. Rodwell again. King out wide, and that's where it goes. Rodwell continues the run. Now they're starting to make a bit more space for themselves, the Eagles. Rodwell cuts in, beats another one, and Cressnar is back, but he just stumbles as he tries to make the clearance. It comes in the area. Can Melmoth get a foot in? Diamond, it spins wickedly inside the Broadmeadow penalty area, and Diamond makes the clearance. What on earth happened then?
Yeah, a little bit wild there. Got a player down at the moment.
Ryan Enzer. Yeah.
Ryan Enzer. Just calling for support from the sideline. But yeah, good chance there from Edgeworth. It's better football working down the left side. Through King, I believe, the fresh substitute. Just playing Rodwell down the line, and he worked his magic, creating half a space. James Cressnar reaching out, picking up a bit of the turf as well, and like he said, a bit of a wicked spin in the box there. Ben Diamond ended up dealing with it, but that is better football for Edgeworth. We didn't see much of that in the first half from them. But I do believe the answers will come in those wide areas. I do believe they're going to come from players like Rodwell, who are making those runs in and beyond the back line. We know these two sides this year have been disciplined defensively, especially Edgeworth, so you'd have to say both sides are going to be very hard to break down in general play. So just keep an eye on those transition moments as well. It may take just a moment of individual brilliance today, Daniel, to break these teams apart.
So it's a stalemate still here at Magic Park. We've got a goal, though, a few kilometres away. Belmont Swansea open the scoring against Adamstown. And that is going to be the end of Ryan Enzer. So on comes Jake Callan, number 15 jersey for Broadmeadow. Another throw in here for Edgeworth. Beecham doing all the tricks at the moment, and Corcoran getting involved as well in the game of keep-ups. Beecham no nonsense with that clearance. I'll tell you what, Baker and Woweries, that was an interesting effort from Baker. Trying to win the ball. Simmons.
Again, we know the fullbacks for Magic like to get high and wide, and Will Ingram, again, much like Ty Jackson in that first half, if they can get the ball out to this near side, there's acres of space to explore. Looks like they're playing a... Well, you see where all the players are standing right now. It's quite tight and congested at the moment. One switch of play could break open these defences.
It's on Tyson Jackson's side as well, so he's not standing in 4 hectares of space at the moment. He's about to take the throw in. Simmons returns. Jackson with the header, but stolen here. Callan in a battle with Atadi and then just smashed forward. I think it was by Simmons.
Neither side yet to really take hold of this second half. It's been, again, a bit of an arm wrestle. We've just gone beyond the 60-minute mark. Again, if you're just tuning in now, current ladder board is 51 points each, and Edgeworth are probably sitting in a better position in terms of the goal difference. But we did just go over the fixtures that are to be played in the last 2 rounds. It's been Diamond just looking for a long ball over the top. But yeah, you'd have to say the favourable run-in is in Broadmeadow's favour. But I have no doubt either side are searching for a winner today. So much on the line.
Bombs long. Rodwell can't keep it in. Callan tries to go short to Simmons and Corcoran. Now Jackson tried to use the width. Alvarez tosses it out to Ingram. Palambini wants it, asking ye shall receive. And that's, sure, I thought that should have been a Broadmeadow throw, but no. I thought Curran got a touch on it. The officials thought differently. Tatey. Pawiak, it's taken off him by Nankaro, flying in everywhere now. Kresnar, Palambini comes up with it again. Ezra Palambini with the cutback, and it's cleared by Woweries. Beecham's best work there. Diamond gets high and makes the header happen. Ingram. Elmwood has gone down after he tangled with Callan. Palambini on the ball now. Nothing doing in front of him, I thought, but he finds Nankaro somehow. Nankaro rides the challenge and then prods it to Simmons. He switches it out to Corcoran. And Corcoran get across and he can't get it past King. So the answer to that question is no.
Yeah, it was good play from Broadmeadow there. Just working it from left to right. Jack Simmons sweeping it out to the right side for Cochrane, and he just got that one wrong. Probably trying to find half a yard on his right foot. And again, the answers just aren't finding its way for Edgeworth at the moment with that long ball.
Baker might have been taken down there late as well. Pedisano now. Not going to shepherd it out against that wind. So he hooks it back. How has that been brought down by Jared Baker? Callan throwing his weight around. Baker out to Corcoran. He's got King bearing down on him. He probably want to turn back. Instead, he tries to hook it up the line. And he hasn't done too badly. It's interesting, Edgeworth seem even more keen to just hit it long and try and get Melmoth on a break than they were in the first half. I don't know if that's because the wind is with them now, but it's just a pattern I've noticed. There is Melmoth. Beecham was well marking him. Skews off the boot of Simmons. Corcoran nods it back into play. And then Caro to the outside of the boot. All the flicks and tricks at the moment. Tackle from Wowry's on Baker. Lumped across to Ingram. No width at the moment for Broadmeadow, at least not on this side, so they have to come back inside and just prop and figure out what they're going to do at the moment. Corcoran out to Nankaro, who has made some of that width now. Nankaro to Baker. Turns and turns a couple of times and now shifts it to Palambini. Palambini tries to deliver and it comes off the head of Wowry's. Still there for the Magic to try and make something of this. Corcoran floats it into the area and then Caro ends up back to goal and it's cleared by Powiak.
Solid defensive work there from Edgeworth and the big number 4 Wowry's. He had some good contributions in that play. The Magic just trying to resort to crossing the ball in, trying to find answers there. Tough ask for Baker at the moment.
And Caro slides it through. Here is the cutback, and again they can't beat Wowry's. Curran is there to mop up for Edgeworth. Back to Diamond. So still 0-0 in what is really a battle for the premiership at the moment. And like you said, Matt, a couple of times now, a battle for a spot in the Australian Championship as well later this year, the inaugural National Second Division, as it's colloquially known. Palambini trying to take them on again. Cressnar, can he get a shot away? He does! And just flashes past the woodwork. Well, that's probably the best chance they've had so far this half, Broadmeadow. And it was still only a half chance that Cressnar was able to make something of. Baker's tried to milk that one. Corcoran back to Simmons, back to Beecham. And drills one over, and Pedisano has to go no look. Ingram. Callan. Diamond. So Callan is roughly slotted into that defensive midfield role that Enza was occupying.
Good pressure there from Baker and Cressnar. Now they've got the ball in the front third now and they're just enjoying a good spell of possession at the moment. Let's see what they can craft from this.
Ingram cuts one but can't find a red shirt on the end of it. Beecham. Corcoran. Corcoran decides to try and go himself, but he can't shake King at the moment, so back to Beecham it goes. Palambini has dropped in a lot deeper at the moment. Just on this, he's almost in the left back position at the moment, is Palambini. We've seen him play left forward this game. Now they turn it over. And once again, Route 1 looking for Melmoth, not happening.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to hit Edgeworth. That man up front. on that transition moment, and it hasn't really been working at all. They found it hard this half to really hold the ball possession. You see substitute now, Palambini coming off. He's had a big 65 minutes or so.
Yeah, Tom Parks, a new addition, so we've seen him play that left wing role that Palambini was in today, so that's a like-for-like change. Just adding some freshness to the attack for Broadmeadow. Just over 20 minutes plus stoppages to go in this one. Still no goal. Tatey managed to hold it off, and Tatey gets the shot away, and it wasn't too far the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, that's better from Jose Tatey. He hasn't seen much ball in this second half. Just works the angle on Kresna there and pulls the trigger from 25 yards or so, and definitely had Alvarez in 2s and 3s.
Melmoth got a foot on it, but it has a heavy touch. Diamond kind of shanked that one, to be frank. King doesn't bother keeping it in. He'll take the shy. Short to Rodwell. Rodwell beats Simmons. Lays it off for Tatey. He tried to play the 1-2. Kresnar. Can he break this one open? He's rolled it to Nankaro for the time being. Baker and Parks ahead of him. Nankaro's been allowed to carry this quite some distance and a little bit heavy, but wins it back. Nankaro, will he go himself? He's still going. Edgeworth with numbers back. Kresnar, shot blocked. Callan might have been bundled off it. We still go on. This is Ingram trying to recycle for Broadmeadow. Callan, it's taken off him by Rodwell. Now a Pedisano. Back to Rodwell. Melmoth needs support. Got Diamond all over him at the moment, and Parks was back to help as well. And now Tom Parks has it for the Magic. And he has it again, and he takes a shot, but that wasn't going to trouble Conway. Edgeworth survived that spell of pressure. Now they're on the break with Jackson, who's almost carried it into the opposite half himself. Now he switches it. In fact, he's made a bit of a hash of that, and Ingram intercepts. Baker brings it down on the chest. Now Callan looking for Parks, who switched sides momentarily.
The game's just starting to stretch a little bit now as we're going deeper into this second half. Again, you just ask the question if it's a little bit of fatigue creeping in. I know Edgeworth, I think, had a game midweek, I believe, with the Jets side. Just a trial match. I wonder if that's going to play a part in today as well. Doesn't seem like they're sending too many players forward. Like you said, it's been a bit of a one-man band up top. But Broadmeadow probably, again, having the better of territory in this second half thus far. Trying to resort to putting in crosses to Baker and their men up front. Again, nothing really too convincing, though, this game. That's separating the two sides.
So, of course, Edgeworth in pole position to win the premiership at the moment, but only on goal difference. And it wouldn't take much for Broadmeadow to take a giant step towards that title, but they need a goal. It's not coming just yet. Simmons down to Corcoran. He returns it to Simmons. King has tracked him. Simmons is able to whip one across, but it just evades Baker. Conway gloves it. Rolls it to Harrison. Now a Pedisano. Harrison whacks it long. Callan there. Pigeon goes direct to Baker. Lovely sliding challenge by Harrison. Conway had to come out quickly. There's a little bit of uncertainty between he and Wowries, I think. They dealt with it in the end. This is Corcoran, square to Simmons. Corcoran with the switch to Ingram. It was intended for Nankaro. He's given away the free kick. still not been a clear chance this half for either side, really. Edgeworth notoriously stingy this season. I think they're a 3-2 win midweek against Olympic. Was probably a collector's item for how many goals they scored. Pedisano didn't get the best bounce there. Just left standing like a statue as it bounced over the sideline. Nodded on by Baker. Now Atadi. Clipped there and then left it for Curran. Atadi's continued. Melmoth trying to get in behind. In the battle with Diamond. Rodwell comes to help now and gets it inside to Atadi. Diamond is there. Might have been hit late. Play on is the call. It's officially the call. You see the referee throwing his arm out. Parks. Jackson is immovable in defence there at the moment as Parks tried to come through. That's come off the hand of Atadi, I reckon. We play on though. Chips it in the direction of a Pedisano. Ingram gets the ricochet and gets the throw. Nankaro. Switch onto the left wing at the moment. Nankaro on a little bit of a run now. He's brought down and almost breaks for Baker. Across was Jackson. Just in time for Edgeworth to clean up. And Pedisano now. And Kressnar might have been dragged down. Callan was surely clipped there. Now we get a free kick. And I've got to say, there's a fair bit getting let go at the moment.
Yeah, things are just starting to heat up here, Daniel. The referee's happy to let things play at the moment.
Corcoran back to Beecham. Just starting to light the touch paper, these two. We've got about a quarter of an hour to go. I'll just look down and check the old stopwatch. I think that, yeah, nearly 14 minutes plus stoppages. Well, heads on. Beecham returns with interest. Corcoran to Simmons. He tries to float one long. By Harrison now. Baker. Still Baker. Can't get a shot away. The back heel. He was looking for Parks on the end of it. Kressnar makes an important intervention. Out to Ingram. He's got Nankaro on his left. Nankaro tries to cut back at Pedisano. Refuses. Nankaro goes over the top this time. It was over the top of Kressnar. Now it's with Pawiak and King. Just hits it long again. Beecham is there to meet it. Corcoran. Got lots of red shirts ahead of him. King slides in, blocks the passing lane. You'd say Broadmeadow look more likely at the moment, Matt Butner.
Yeah, I'd have to agree so. They're just starting to turn things up a little bit at the moment at home. Definitely winning the territory battle and ball possession again. Similar story to the first half. And you just seem to think that if there is a goal coming any minute now, it's going to go to those boys in the red. Again, nothing clear cut, but this is the danger for Broadmeadow, is just that transition moment. It just doesn't seem like Edgeworth are throwing that many numbers forward, though. I'm sure that foul just around that halfway mark will be a relief for the Edgeworth players. They've been under the pump for the last 10 minutes or so now. Nankaro's starting to come alive for Broadmeadow as well. He was quiet in the first half. Kressnar also, haven't seen massive moments from him, but he has been contributing more and more.
Comes through to Rodwell. Couldn't control it as it came down. Pawiak. King. Still King. Which way does the throw go? Goes with the Blacks. So we've got black up against red, and I feel like we're coming up green at the moment on the roulette wheel. Melmoth. Can't get it through there. They'll get another throw. As we approach this final 10 minutes, you wonder if Edgeworth will just start to take a little bit more, well, I don't even know risk, but just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more forceful, leaving another man forward. It's been Melmoth very one out. Powiak couldn't get the power on the shot. Bobbled for him as he brought it down. Harrison to the head. Corcoran there to meet it. Now Ingram. Still Ingram. Turns middle of the park. Rodwell has taken it off him. Now still Rodwell. He's got a Pedisano wide. He turns the other way. Rodwell climbing as it passed the crossbar.
Yeah, referee says nothing doing there in the middle of the field. Will Ingram probably just a little bit loose on the ball there. Gave Rodwell half a chance, and he had an opportunity to play it out wide. Elected to put it on his left foot and have a go. This man on the ball, Ben Diamond, well, he's been solid today as well.
Alvarez, Simmons had to kung fu kick that one. Pedisano. Powiak, and now Pedisano again. Now Nankaro. No, that's not the best ball from Nankaro. Ingram nods at head. He's got to get back to his feet here. This is Baker. Oh, now we've got a free kick. And you can see the erection from James Cressnar. He can't believe that one's been pulled up after everything else that's been let go.
Bit of emotion starting to flow as well from the old boys here at Magic Park, and we've just gone beyond the 80th minute mark. 10 minutes of regulation time to go, and again, I think we're all sitting and waiting, Daniel, for a winner.
The premiership, both coaches agree, is on the line today, really. The probability is that both these sides take 6 points from their next two games, so they need to get it done now, particularly Broadmeadow. They're chasing a goal difference deficit. Beecham carries it forward, the centre half. Beecham now shifts it to Parks. Parks floats one towards the back stick. Can Simmons keep it in? He can. It goes high in the area. Baker, can it come down for him? Oh, well, the shot skews and bends, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. And Jared Baker probably won't want to see that one again. Won't go in the goal. 8 minutes plus stoppages to go at Magic Park. Edgeworth holding on to top spot on goal difference. Broadmeadow, the only team that can deny them the premiership now and deny them a spot in the Australian Championship as well. A heavyweight battle, but it's been a cagey one. They've not thrown any big punches yet, these two. Parks against Wowries, and back to help now is King, and King wins it, but gives it up straight away. Is that the chance for Broadmeadow? This is Simmons, has to look back to Callan. Ingram, his was blocked by Curran. Diamond for the Magic. Still Diamond, he goes on a little run. And the ricochet favours Diamond after the challenge from a Pedisano. Diamond, can he get a crossover? He's going to get a corner out of it. Curran makes the block, concedes the dead ball.
Yeah, good work there from Ben Diamond. Just started to streak down on his own, kept going up at Asano, putting in an initial challenge, and Diamond was able to run away with it, and he's earned his side a set piece. It looks like Baker's going to whip it in with his right foot. I'm sure he wants a better one than his first half effort. Golden chance for Magic.
In it comes. Deep again, nothing doing there. Simmons! Great save from Conway. And it'll be another corner for Magic.
Yeah, wow. Some strike from Jack Simmons. and equal to it was Conway. That's an exceptional save. And again, it's resulting in another corner. Broadmeadow knocking on the door now, Willingham with a good opportunity.
So Edgeworth still leading the comp live for now, thanks to Conway. Another corner comes in, and it's past the back post. Oh, it was close. Another change about to come. This will be the third window for Broadmeadow, so this will be it for them. This is Jaden Stewartson, who's about to come on. That must have been Baker's last action. Peter McGuinness decides that he's going to change the personnel as well. And it'll be Melmoth that gets withdrawn, so Hudson Wells will go on. And is that a sign that Melmoth has just been tired out trying to make something happen?
Well, Edgeworth survive. Two massive opportunities, probably Magic's best opportunities this game. Still wondering how Conway got to that low to his left on the Jack Simmons volley. It had some venom on it. And Edgeworth survive.
So Conway ensures that Edgeworth have maybe not a hand yet on the premiership trophy. It's still far too close to say that, but maybe a couple of fingers on it. Nankaro, he's been fouled. Is that a penalty? It is. Harrison threw the foot in. The penalty has been given. Cody Nankaro taken down in the area. And this is a huge opportunity for Broadmeadow to put one hand on the premiership trophy.
Just like that, how quick can things change. Nankaro still down, getting treatment at the moment. It's just too heavy of a challenge for Harrison. He was coming in with way too much speed and just left his leg out there. And Nankaro looking for the contact as well. Any contact in the box we know is dangerous. And again, hopefully nothing too sinister for him, but Magic with a golden opportunity. And you just said it, Daniel. If they score this one, they could have one hand on that trophy. Massive cheers from the old boys here, all the fans. Jimmy Kresner fist pumping as well. It looks like the captain's got to step up.
Thomas Beecham charged with the responsibility, and he's going to have to wait. Conway up in his face here. You can't hear it from here, but I just imagine there'd be some words said between those two at the moment. There are now. A bit of gamesmanship from the Edgeworth Glovemen.
Well, just looking at the lead-up play there as well and how that all come about. It's a little bit of a tussle in the middle of the field, and it broke feet of Jack Simmons, who just slipped that ball through the outside of the right foot, and then resulted in what we saw was a penalty.
So Conway's kept them in this game so far. Can Beecham drive a dagger into the heart from 12 yards? Thomas Beecham steps up and buries it, rolls it in. Broadmeadow lead. They lead on the day, and they lead in the premiership race now. Thomas Beecham, cool as you like.
When you need someone to step up, who else do you call but the skipper? Cool, calm and collected. He just slotted that in. And it's 1-0 to Broadmeadow, and wow, didn't that come at such an all-important time? Conway sent the wrong way. And now there's a bit of buzz at Magic Park, the home side and the 2024 champions. Well, they lead 1-0.
2 minutes to go, and Edgeworth have to throw everything at this now. They are 3 points behind. There are just 2 matches left in this premiership campaign once full-time blows at Magic Park. And it's Broadmeadow with a more favourable run home as well. Edgeworth have led all season since they beat Broadmeadow on the opening night, and now they go behind. And now it's all for the Eagles to do. They've sat back and absorbed pressure for most of the afternoon. Now they have to force the issue. Diamond with the clearance. The throw-in for Edgeworth will be taken by King. They need to move quickly. Over it goes into the area. The header was returned. Now they clear. They've left one up. It's just Jaden Stewartson. Rest back helping out in defence for Magic. This has got to come quickly. Jackson to a Tatey. Pawiak floats one ahead. Beecham, who just scored the goal, gets it clear. Now Stewartson. Jackson makes the intervention. Broadmeadow will get the throw. And right now, Aslar 3 points ahead, one hand on the trophy, Broadmeadow, even if there are a couple of rounds to go. Tatey floats it long. Numbers ahead for Edgeworth this time, but Diamond is there to meet it. Rodwell couldn't stop it. Corcoran does keep it in. Simmons puts it out.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time.
4 minutes to be added to this one. So 4 minutes for Edgeworth to salvage their premiership campaign. It's all on the line today. Curran, Pedisano. Pedisano beats Nankaro rather, but not Cressnar, and the Magic have come up with it again. It's Ingram. Floats it ahead in the direction of Stewartson. Wowry's back to Conway, who was finally breached from the penalty spot. It's bang long. Curran couldn't keep it there. Cressnar, anywhere will do at the moment for the Magic. Jackson now. Pawiak, we've used up 1 minute of the 4 added minimum. Nankaro makes a tackle and draws a huge cheer again from the Broadmeadow faithful. And Cody Nankaro's feeling that one. The Eagles come again. Pawiak, force back. Square to Jackson. Beecham. Here comes Beecham again. He's just scored. He's carried it into their own half, and then it's his opposite centre half that slides in with a challenge. Wowry's. Beecham is going to have to bust alone to get back. Pawiak. Cressnar gets in the way. They've got numbers forward again. Broadmeadow. It just breaks down momentarily. King to Wowry's. He couldn't keep it in.
Well, it's all happening here, Daniel, at Magic Park. You can't take your eyes off this. Emotions running high. Edgeworth chasing at the moment. Trying to throw everything at this Broadmeadow side. And we just saw Ben Diamond making it wasn't Ben Diamond, Tom Beecham, in fact, making a lung-busting run forward. Edgeworth might just leave the door open for Magic to get a second as well, which they have to be careful. But I think at this point of the season and this game, you have to send everything.
Well, they've used up 2.5 minutes of those minimum 4 added. So it's as little as 80 seconds for Broadmeadow to see out now. They have turned the tables on Edgeworth this afternoon. Took a while, but they lead 1-0 now. And just be a throw-in. You can see they're pleading for a free kick now, Broadmeadow. It was just a good clash of bodies, but anyway, we go on. The referee has let plenty go this afternoon, so he's been consistent. Pedisano. Now Curran. Curran taking them on. Ingram wins it with the help of Cressnar. And up to Stewartson it goes. Now Nankaro. Ricochets off of Pedisano. Harrison with it. Out of play. We've gone plus 3 minutes and 40 seconds at Magic Park. And the Magic faithful are counting down the clock now. Stewardson helps it on its way. They're throwing everything at it at the moment. Jackson has got Rodwell through. Ingram gets body position, makes the challenge. It'll be a corner. This might be last chance for Edgeworth as we go past that 4 minutes. The delivery has to be spot on here. Do they even have time to go short? Not sure. King is going to take it. I think it's going to go long now. It's all riding on this for Edgeworth. King delivers into traffic. It's cleared for the moment. He might get a second chance. Powiak needs to get it over. He does. And it's over the crossbar as well. Goal kick to Broadmeadow. They're asking for full time underneath us at the moment. We're about to clock up 5 minutes added at Magic Park. Alvarez just drills it up the park. And then Caro is on the end of it. Won't go any further, won't matter. Broadmeadow win. And the premiership is now Magic's to lose. Thomas Beecham goal from the penalty spot separates these two sides today. And then Caro falls to his feet in exhaustion. He's put in a big shift today. And Broadmeadow have come out on top.
Some game, Daniel. Some game, and the home side and the champions, well, they come out on top. 1-0. It was their skipper who stepped up in the 85th minute to make it 1-0 through a penalty. Sent Conway the wrong way. And, well, you said it best. They have one hand on the trophy and a massive opportunity to win that premiership for 2025 campaign, as well as booking a spot in the inaugural year of the National Second Division. And the home side and all the fans here today at Magic Park, well, they're absolutely chuffed. And it delivered. We wanted a winner and we found one.
Huge occasion, a huge moment there in the 88th minute. Thomas Beecham. So Broadmeadow get it done this afternoon. There are still 2 rounds to go. There's still work to do for both of these teams.